Bolts will be in Tuesday. We just stuck a couple of bolts in to put them on. And I was going to put the wheels back on to stabilize it while we put the wood and the gas tank and all back in. But the frame needs to be lifted up and let the rear end sag down to get that big wide wheel up under the fender well. So I said, you know what? We'll just wait on the wheels. We'll go ahead and put the wood and all in it, put the wheels on it last instead of putting them on. And besides, you got to pull them back off to get in there to get the rest of those bolts in anyway. But I have to say, it looks pretty good. I think he will be happy. I think it looks pretty good. So let's shut this down and go grab some wood. So for those of you that have not been to the channel and hadn't seen the build, you can look through the videos if you're interested in how we done it. But we sanded everything down with 220 and put the Tamco Forever Seal on it, 2 coats of it, and then we put 3 coats of the Tamco 2104, and we let that set a few days, and then we cut it down with 400, and then we clear coated over it again with the Tamco 2104. And I mean, it's dirty. It's been sitting up there in the building, but it still looks pretty good. And then we cut and polished it. Here, kind of give you an idea. These pieces are laid in. I may go ahead and try to. This one here looks like it may have to have a little bit cut on it. All the rest of them lay, or those 3 there, lay in good. But I may have to. I remember it being tight before. But see how it's open on the side where the rail goes? It's like it's cut, like the board's cut a little bit square. I'm tired, I'm sorry. It's like the board is not cut square. So we'll have to see what it needs, because I don't want to have to force it. I'd like for everything to fit like it should. And I think it'll turn out looking pretty good. So this is the concept that we were looking for, because he wanted the big wide tires. Well, he wanted 20 by 10s, and they were going to hit the fender, or you'd have to narrow the rear end. Well, then the leaf springs and all that would have to be moved. So we come up with, hey, let's buy wheel tubs. So what I done is I bought wheel tubs, and then I cut them down. I only used what we needed to be, you can still see it naturally, but to be least. Well, after that we got to thinking, what would look good around, how do you finish that? So me and Dylan took some 3/8 tube and cut it in half and welded it. Just like what you see. So now the wood goes underneath there and gives it that finished look. I've got to get some bolts. I can't believe I forgot to order bolts, but I just stuck a couple of 5/16 in there to hold it for today, and then it'll get another board, and it'll have the same color painted rail. It's gonna look pretty good. Like I said, you can see, and we left the bottom lip of the tub for strength, and then the board can lay up inside of it. See how narrow the piece of wood was left, but with it laying inside of that groove, it gives the wood strength too, in case anybody was to ever get inside. Instead of it being open between those runners, it will be strong. This is the moment we've been waiting for right here. Got the wood bed laid in, like I showed you from yesterday evening. Now it's time for these. Get all of them in and get the hidden fasteners down through each one. See how it looks. For those of you that don't know, that have never done a bed with hidden fasteners, see the hole right there? You got 5 holes, and up there at the end you got 2. The fasteners go in like this. They slide in. So what I done was pull the tape measure and went ahead and marked my spots with a little magic marker. And then all I got to do is lay it in. That helps speed up the process. Here's what it's looking like so far. Well, I went underneath and run all the, you got your hidden fastener, and then you got your big washer and nut. I run to the local Star Feed and Seed and bought some quarter 20 ply lock nuts. But after I got them all run in, I didn't tighten them down. I left them loose because I wanted to come up here and make sure that my spacing was somewhat nice. You know what I mean? I mean, the wood's going to grow and shrink, or expand and shrink. But anyway, I want you to look. Every one of them has got to be cut. You see, the headboard itself needs to be pulled in the middle and tighten up those 1/4 inch nuts on the bottom, and then that would hold it, should be flush with the wood. But I want you to look at that. That is ridiculous. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to get it to focus. I'm going to have to cut right beside that bolt. So I'm going to have to cut about 1/4 inch. I'm thinking I'll be able to get 1/4 inch cut off, and then that will be plenty. So I'll just have to trade them out. That one there is really, really close to my paint, but I think I can take the nut back off and pull it out without scratching anything. I'm telling you, when you're fixing these old vehicles, it is always something. Aftermarket stuff just does not work good. So let me get these cut. This is what I'm talking about. By cutting that one side off, it'll still lock into the strip, but it won't extend past and be close to my bed. Let me give you an idea of why it costs so much. It's little things like this. It's the nickel. How do they say it? It's the nickel that holds up the dollar. So in order to get that half cut one in, had to slide it back to get that one out. And so that's what I'm gonna have to do all the way across there. Cause see, I climbed up in the bed and I tried to get that one out right there, but it wouldn't come out because you would have to bend that way back to get it past this painted edge to get it out, and you're going to bend it, and that ain't happening. So I have got to just take my time and fix each one. I also noticed I loosened that one back up. I got got 2 of them in. You can see that you can barely see that one down in there, but it will slide back, and the other one is clear. So that bed, once the rest of them are fixed, be able to slide that, pull that bottom back, and I'm thinking make it pretty close to touching the wood. So when I raised this one up to get it out, I was looking, and these things are made, see, on the left side, that center section sticks out farther than on the right side. Well, if you'll notice right there, when it's tightened down, you can actually see, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is take and grind some off, like grind one side flush, and it'll be able to hide, because see, that one is back up in there now and it's hidden. So when that thing tightens down and moves over just right, when you glance, all you'll see is the dark gap. You won't see a shiny fastener. So I'll come in the morning, pull the rest of those out, because I'm ready to call it a day. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down, messing with this bed, changing out bolts, doing this and that and the other. I'm going to call it a day. All right, so this is a normal fastener for the hidden fasteners. Goes in trim like that, through the hole, tightens down. This is the one that I showed you yesterday. These are cut for the front. That way the cutoff section will not show through my trim up at the head panel. This one I have modified for the back panel. That way that cutoff edge will not show through right there. See, that one's got one in it and you can't see no edge. Just a little minor modification that you got to do to make things look right. For those of you that hadn't never seen what a rail looks like, that's what ties those hidden fasteners down. I went out and bought ply lock nuts. That way there wouldn't be no vibration and no issues. Okay. That's the finished product right there. So as you can see, got them evened up best that I could across here, and then same way up here, pulled that headboard in just a little bit open in the middle, but when that headboard panel is stamped out, it shrinks and it draws that headboard up, puts a bow in it. If the metal was pre-stretched, like in the center with a English wheel, pre-stretch that area and then stamp it, it wouldn't do that. But they don't take the time to do that. But anyway, it looks pretty good. Owner, he came by, he was really happy with it. Got the bed evened up, got the everything's tightened down. So I really am happy with it. It really did turn out good. Initially the owner was supposed to do the wood, and he got busy, and I'm glad that he did. I'm glad, because that give us the chance to do wood. Not that I'm happy about it because we made money doing it, but I mean, I'm happy about it because it give us some experience. Same way with the hidden fasteners and painting the strips and stuff like that. Instead of instead of going with the stainless. And then this right here, the 3/8 tubing around that wheel well, in my opinion, really does set it off. So I hope that something in this video will give y'all some inspiration to get out and do it yourself, because really I haven't done anything that y'all can't do. But I will say that it's pretty. I appreciate y'all watching.